Graves Jr. I'm so happy to have you here. So happy to have you guys tuning in today at wwdbam.com, 860 on the AM dial. Facebook Live, Instagram Live, wherever you can find us, we are there. It's another Wednesday. God has been good to us, and we're here. Again, my name is Ralph Graves. I pastor the Cornerstone Community Church in Millville, New Jersey. God's been good. I've allowed me to get a radio program. If it's your first time tuning in, we're just trying to bring you some uplifting, just trying to start your Wednesday right, just trying to start your day right, just trying to kind of give you some tools for success and, so that you can maximize your time and maximize who you are so that you can be the person that God has called you to become. So we're here and the gang's all with me. The gang is here. Good morning, Jason. How you doing this morning, man?
I'm doing all right. How you making out?
I'm doing wonderful. Good morning, Kair.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Well,
Janae, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
I'm all right.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Everybody had a good weekend? I guess weekends are, they are what they are with what's going on in the world today.
Every day's a weekend.
Every day's a weekend, huh?
During a pandemic.
Kair, what you do this weekend? Kair's our most adventurous. Did you go out to do anything?
we had a sleepover at my house on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You had a good time?
Yeah, it was fun.
How many people came through?
It was just like me, my mom, my grandma, my aunts, cousins.
Oh,
like
family.
That. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, y'all play games and all that stuff?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Who's the most competitive out of that group?
I don't know.
Because they're listening. Who's the most
I
competitive?
don't know. It wasn't like probably my mom's middle sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. She heard that. Jamie's in the house. Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
Good morning.
So good to have you. How was your weekend?
It was a weekend.
It was a weekend. Adventurous, what you guys do?
No, not adventurous.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So, guys, we're here today, and we have a great topic today. I think every topic is a great topic. But today we're talking about attitude. We're talking about attitude and how your attitude is a pillar of your future success. Attitude is a pillar of your future success. If you want to join in the conversation, call in 888-329-3306. You can put a question up on Facebook Live or Instagram Live once I get that set up. You guys can be a part of that. But we love to have you part of this conversation. It's about attitude being a pillar of your success. Good morning, Ryan. Ryan says, good morning, beautiful people. It's my son, Ryan. Good morning, man. Hope all is well with you. So we're going to talk about that today. Our Twitter poll today is this, and I want you guys to give this some thought. What title would you give this chapter in your life? If you had to give, and I want you guys in the room with me to think about that. If you had to give this particular chapter a title in your life, what title would you give this chapter in your life? I mean, 2020 has been crazy, So if you're writing a book and you're talking about this chapter in your life, what title would you give this particular chapter? So these are the things that we have going on today. That's our topic. That's our Twitter poll. So be part of the conversation. Let me ask you, Jamie, since you're right here.
I thought you were going to ask the writer first.
No, I'm going to ask you.
I need to hear from the writer.
I got nothing.
Our resident writer, Janae.
I'm thinking too.
Thank you. Well, everybody get that some thought. I'm going to let you think about that for a minute. Guys, listen, call in 888-329-3306. We would love to hear what title that you're giving this chapter in your life. What title are you giving this chapter in your life? You guys, follow us everywhere. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on, I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram. Just started a TikTok, but I understand I started it for no avail.
Yeah.
I understand that I'm about 2 years too late because in about 30 days TikTok will be no more or something like that. That's what I heard. So I was just trying to, send a message on different platforms. And you know what? I heard somebody say that the other day. It doesn't matter to me what platforms are out there. I don't care if they shut them all down. You have to find a way to get your message to the people. So whatever platform is created, make sure you get out there.
I saw this, that meme page that we followed.
Yes.
Deuteronomy memes.
Deuteronomy memes is
On
the funniest
Instagram.
Yeah.
They put this one meme up there, and it was like, every time a pastor makes a TikTok, an angel loses its wings.
So whatever platform is out there, you can find a way to go ahead and get on that to get your message across, But here we are today, guys. That's our topic. Let's dive in real quick. I want to talk about your attitude being a pillar. First of all, let's define pillar. Let's define what a pillar is. A pillar, by definition we're going to use today, a pillar is something that is needed for stability, or something that is essential for stability. All right? That's what a pillar is.
Mm.
So a pillar is defined as really providing essential support.
Mhm.
All right. So that's when I talk about pillar, some people might say, well, I don't know what a pillar is. If you've seen those big columns that hold up buildings, a pillar is defined as providing essential support. So your attitude provides essential support for your future success. So one of the things we talk about when it comes to attitude is the past, right? We're just going to kind of breeze over point 1 and 2. The past, right? One of the best ways to approach our feelings about the past is to use it as a school and not a weapon. Do not use your past as a weapon. Use it as a school, right? Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes and faults and failures and losses. We've all had them. We've all made them.
That's right.
If you live long enough, you're going to continue to make them.
Absolutely.
So you can't beat yourself. I should have, if I did it right, I could be in a whole different place. Get out of that mindset.
Right.
You didn't do it right. Okay, so you are where you are. But you don't use it as a weapon to beat yourself up. Guys, give me some comments on that. Have you done that? I used to beat myself up about, man, if I'd have just made a left instead of a right. Well, I didn't.
Right.
I made it right. I'm here. I can't use my past as a weapon, but I'll have to use it. Talk about that, guys. How do you feel if you look back? It kind of puts you in a funk. Do you ever think about your past mistakes and some things you should have did?
I think I have in the past, felt that way, but I don't know. Like, one of your truth boosts is one of my favorite things, and I always tell myself, remember the lesson, forget the mistake.
Yeah.
So I try not to beat myself up. Like, it's done. This is where we are now.
Right.
Where are we going?
Right.
I can't go back. I can't back it up. I can't reverse it. Like, it's over.
You can't. You can't reverse it. You can't reverse it. Anybody else care to comment on that?
Well, I just thought of that song. When I look back over my life and I think things over.
That's a gospel song. When I look back over my life and I think things over. You see what I'm saying? I can't say I've been truly blessed.
Yeah.
I've got a testimony. You gotta be a church boy to know that.
Yeah. So that I just thought about that, but yeah, I guess I'm still kind of young. Like, the only thing that's behind me, is school. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's the only thing that's really behind me is college. So I guess in my 30s, I can look back on my 20s and then be like that. But right now, in my 20s, I'm just looking back on teenage years and there's nothing there.
Kaya, what about you? You feel the same way about Janae? Like, I'm looking back and I don't have a whole lot behind me.
She didn't say nothing there. It's all coming. You said it's all coming.
It's all in front of me.
What about you, Kaya?
A little bit.
Yeah. Jason, what about you?
There's certain times I kind of especially on Facebook, I see Facebook memories, and it kind of brings up back to oh, look, this would happen in 2012, and you get back in that mindset, and you kind of shoulda, woulda, coulda back then, and gets you I can beat myself up with certain things, but then I get myself out of it and just bring it moving forward.
Right. Okay. All right. Here's the thing that you guys have to realize, right, is that your past, your present, or I'm saying especially your past, right, you can't let it really overwhelm you. The events of your past, good, bad, it doesn't make a difference. They're all part of the life experience. They're all part of your life experience. They're all part of your journey. They're all part of your story. So,
And part of the process.
part of the process. Part of the process. You know, we always talk about, look, you know, Lord, make me and shape me and mold me. And as soon as he does, we start crying about it.
Ouch.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to my son last night. We just talking about this journey in life, and you know, he and I we watch it. Jason, I don't know if you watch it. I think you and I discussed it. We watch Vikings, right?
I did not watch that yet.
Okay. Well, we watch a lot of Vikings and medieval stuff. And when they're making a sword, when they're making like one of the strongest swords, the strongest weapons, it's always forged by fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's not forged in you know, something cool. It's all, if you're going to be strong, if you're going to have some endurance and perseverance, if you're going to be used to make an impact in people's lives, guess what? It's the fire that forges us.
That's right.
It's the and it's not, it's, you know, if you watch a sword being created, it is put in fire, it's hammered, then it's stuck back in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Then the guy looks at it again and he hammers it more. Then he sticks it back in the fire. It's not till it's completely finished that he sticks it in the cool water.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going through it right now, if you're having some ups and downs and Lord, what are you doing? He could be forging you by fire, because once you come out, then you'll be of good use. And so that's the past, guys. That's the past, guys. Call in 888-329-3306. Be part of the conversation. Share this with somebody. You know, let somebody know what we're talking about today. If you're on Instagram Live or Facebook Live, or
Ryan's checking in on Facebook right now.
is he?
Yeah, because
Okay.
he had answered your question already,
Okay.
and then you didn't reference it. So then he said, "That's the title of my book."
My son's writing a book, and the title of his book is called Forged in the Fire. Forged in the Fire. All right, there you go. I'm glad your sister peeped that. Good morning, Miss Chantel Wing. Thank you for checking in on Facebook Live. 888-329-3306. We're at www.dbam.com, 860 on the AM dial. Now, here's the topic. The topic is, we're talking about your attitude being a pillar for success. And we don't forget the Twitter poll. If this was, when I come back after this break, we're going to dive into that. What title would you give this chapter in your life? My name is Ralph Graves Jr. Listen to Ralph Graves Jr. Show, www.dbam.com, 860 on the AM dial. We'll be right back after these messages.
Good morning. My name is Jamie Jackson, and I'm one of the attorneys with Kotler.
Revive Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at 856-485-0070.
This way though, not front.
Yeah.
Well, just
Yeah. Oh, I got to listen to the show. Hey, hold that 1 second, because I know we're on commercial. What's up, IG Live? Ralph Graves Jr. Morning Show. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Are we live already?
Yes.
Send me the image.
You know, I got nothing.
What do you do on a daily basis?
Turn down a little bit.
Does what you do run parallel with what your goals are? If not, that's okay. Evaluate what you do on a daily
Is he gonna send it via email or?
basis. Set goals.
Well,
that make
yeah, I
you
mean,
happy.
you can still
The
control
main
your
part,
values.
I can
break
what?
down what you do
You can
on a
still-
It doesn't work.
daily basis. Evaluate it and make it small changes.
You can turn that sideways. And I'm not going to be able to see what they say, man. You know what? Give me that one.
Age, size,
They don't need to know.
ability. We all can. This
If
is
you
about
want
getting
them to
above
watch or
the
you
All
want to talk to them, we're already
I like talking to them.
This is a
We're
lifestyle.
already talking
It's
to
a
them
way of
because
life.
we're on the radio.
Oh.
A conscious.
Like, how many conversations we trying to
You're gonna
have?
have to make those legs straight.
0810.
And is it pointing? It's in a good.
.x
Yeah, yeah, that's great.
I think it's sideways for them.
It-
That's all we got.
There we go. There we go. Perfect.
All right.
vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey
Is there
area.
a link?
For more
Yeah, I'm
details,
gonna text it
please
to you.
visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call.
Probably should turn my phone off.
50070. Again, their website, www.revive.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys can hear me on Facebook. Facebook, y'all getting behind the scenes stuff. 888-329-3306. Good morning, Dr. Correct. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, man. So glad to have you guys part of this program. Instagram, Facebook Live, wherever you're following, www.dbam.com, 860 on the AM dial. Today, we're talking about your attitude being a pillar, one of the pillars of your future success. One of the pillars of your future success. And so we talked about the past. We talked about it. But I also have a Twitter poll or a Twitter question. Go to my Twitter and follow it. And I want to go around the room, and maybe you guys can call in and be part of the program and just share with that 888-329-3306. What title would you give this chapter in your life? You guys have had time to think about that. So what title would you give this chapter in your life? Anybody care to jump right in? Janae, what title would you give this chapter in your life?
I guess I would make it dive on in.
Dive on in?
Dive on in.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dive on in.
Dive
But
on
you
in?
have to say it with that accent though.
Do you?
Yes.
What's the accent?
It's Australian, but that's from a show, but I like when he says it. Dive on in.
Dive on in?
Yeah.
Okay. What show is that from?
American Dad.
Okay. All right. So this chapter for you is Dive on in.
Dive on in.
You care to share why it's Dive on in?
Well, I like saying it.
Right.
And like I said, I feel like a lot of my life is ahead of me, so you gotta dive on in.
Very good. Very good. Kaya, we'll start with the youngins first. If this was a chapter in your book, what title would you give this season of your life?
I'd say growing and glowing.
Growing and glowing.
Ooh,
All right now. All right now.
yeah.
You care to share? Growing and glowing?
Just self-explanatory. Like that's literally what I'm doing.
Okay.
Learning from or growing from past
Yeah.
situations and experiences.
Right. Right.
Just getting better.
Okay. Okay. Any callers want to call in? 888-329-3306 and kind of jump in on that conversation. If you had to give this season a title, right? What title would you give this season in your life? Jason, what title would you give this season in your life?
The only thing I can think of is getting married during a pandemic, because a month from now I'll be married, and just trying to adapt and trying to, as things get closer to the wedding, and trying to having to pivot from everything we have planned to now try to adapt to what we're allowed to have, and what we can get away with, and just trying to, like, wedding planning is already tough as it is, but when you're being told, oh yeah, you can only have X amount of people here, you can't have more than this people here, and everything gets like gets up in a whirlwind there. So get married during a pandemic, at least that's probably my chapter right now.
Okay. I saw a meme before I get to Jamie. I saw a meme where a young lady said, I can't believe who would ever thought that the pandemic would push my wedding back.
Yeah.
She said, now I have no plans right now, but nonetheless, my wedding is pushed back further. Jamie, what would you call this title? What would you give the title to the season in your life?
I'd probably call this chapter The Awakening.
The Awakening?
Yeah, because I feel like the world is like waking up to some things that, for a long time, we've known, I've experienced, and, and personally within my personal life, like, I feel like there are new talents and, things that are coming to the surface, and, like, rising up in me and waking up. And, and my kids are blossoming, like they waking up to stuff. Like, I don't know, Jordan was asking me about puberty. I was like, who, child? Who, what?
Wow.
Like, what is that, mommy? I was like, ooh, really?
So not ready right now.
Not yet, baby.
Not
please.
yet right now. Facebook Live, Instagram Live. Hey, guys, call in 888-329-3306. We're coming to you from lovely Bala Kenwood, PA at WWDB AM 860 on the AM dial.com. So we're talking about different things. We're talking about your attitude being a pillar for your future success. Now, we talked about the past. Let's talk about the present. The next point is when we're talking about attitude being a pillar for your future success, we talked about the past. Let's talk about the present. It's this very current moment that the future begins. You guys realize that, right?
Right.
You don't have yesterday. Tomorrow is not promised. Your future begins this very moment. When you woke up this morning, you want to thank God that you were able to open your eyes. You want to thank God that you had, the right movement, that you're in the right frame of mind. You want to thank God for some stuff. But your future, God gives you a bright future, and it begins this very moment, right? The past will give you some memories and experiences, right? But the present gives us a chance to use what we've learned in the past wisely. That's what the present gives us. The present allows us to use what we learned in the past. Well, here's a crazy stat, and I always talk about it. Today, when we woke up today, whatever time you got up, right? And by the way, I had my alarm went off at 5:45, like it was supposed to. And the next time I got up, it was 6:26. I said, "You got to be kidding me!" It was
I
one of
slept
those.
through my alarm too. I woke up and was like, what happened?
Good morning, Chantel. This is what you have to know about time, right? This is what you have to know about time.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, listen, I'm about to do this. Today brings each of us 1,444 minutes, 86,400 ticks on the clock, right? Both the poor and the wealthy, we have the same 24 hours of opportunity. Janae says time doesn't exist. It exists, but time favors no one. Time doesn't have favorites. Time is what it is. So today, this present moment merely says, here I am.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with me?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing time says. Time doesn't, all of us have the same amount of time when it comes to as far as the day, right? We have the same amount. We have 24 hours of opportunity. And the question that time asks every one of us every morning is, what are you going to do with me? What are you going to do with me? How are you going to spend your time? How are you going to spend those 86,400 ticks on the clock?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question that is asked of you. 888-329-3306. The present tells us that we have this present moment. How we use each day is largely a function of your attitude. Here it comes. This is why your attitude has to be right.
Mm-hmm.
How you use today is a function of your attitude. I'm gonna take the meat off that bone in a minute, right? With the right attitude, you can seize the day. You can make it a point of a new beginning if you have the right attitude, right? If you have the right attitude, you can do it. The greatest opportunity today brings with it, you can begin the process of change today. Hey, good morning, Shane. Good morning, cuz. This is my cousin, Shafan Davis. Good morning. You can use that today, right? You can use that today. That you have to. It begins with change. You can begin the process of change right now. That's what time says. Time says you can begin the process of change right now. You were given another day, another moment, right? Today can also be exactly like yesterday. The day could be like the day before, but it's all a question of attitude. It's all a question of attitude. What kind of attitude did you wake up with this morning? Did you have the right attitude? See, I'm talking about your attitude being a pillar. Being a pillar. Let's go back to the definition of pillar. Put that up for me, will you? Go back to the definition of pillar. Your attitude is a pillar for your future success. A pillar is defined as providing essential support. Your attitude will provide the essential support you need for a brighter future. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care if you're sick. I don't care if you're sick in your body. I don't care if you're having financial struggles. It's your attitude is the launching pad to your actions, right? And so that's what makes it a pillar of support for the future. It's a pillar. It provides essential support. So we're talking about the past, the present, and the future. Hey guys, call in 888-329-3306. Answer the Twitter poll question. If this season had a title, if you had to give a title to this season, what would you give this chapter in your life? What title would you give this chapter in your life? I don't even know, man. I'm having fun. Well, I just call mine fun. I don't know what I would call it. I'm having a great time.
Call it that. I'm having a great time.
You know what? I think that's what I call it. I'm having a great time, and it's not because my life is just phenomenal. It is phenomenal, but but my attitude. One thing I can control is my attitude each and every day. I'm going to talk about that later on. Nobody controls my attitude. How about this, right? Think about this. I'm jumping the gun, but nobody can make you angry. They can just give you information. You choose to get angry. Yeah, think about that. They made me angry. Oh, stop. That's immature. No, you chose to get angry. They gave you information and you decided to get mad about it. We're having a good time. My name is Ralph Graves. It's the Ralph Graves Jr. Show. The calling number is 888-329-3306. Call in. Be part of the conversation. Where are my callers at today? Phone area. You know what? They were calling when I was giving away gifts. I should have thought about giving away.
You never know when we might be giving away gifts, callers. Just so you know. You never know. So call in.
You never know. You never know. So what do you guys think about the present moment? How do you guys handle the present moment in studio here? Just to go around, you guys, how you handle the present moment? How do you feel about the present moment?
In terms of attitude?
In terms of attitude,
yeah. I mean, I feel like, you can't bring the bad, like if yesterday was a bad day, don't start today off with the attitude like yesterday was so bad, today gonna be the same thing. Like you got to give every moment a fresh attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a beat and regroup,
right,
and come on back at it, because it's not gonna make, like, a bad attitude is never gonna make the situation better.
Yeah.
Ever. A bad attitude ain't never helped anything.
No. Never. You have this present moment. So think about your goals. Think about the things that, I want to do this. No, you have this present moment to get that started. You have today. You have, 86,400 seconds to begin that. And your attitude is going to be the thing that fires that up.
Yeah. I think, like how you said, what did you say? It was something about the time, or you have to decide what to do with your time.
Yeah.
Like you to decide. So,
well, time says, here I am. What are you going to do with me?
And then you decide, I'm going to be mad right now.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to have an attitude, but but you don't bring anyone else into it. Like, have your private moments and then collect yourself and then get back to it.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I do it anyway.
Yeah. Very good.
I don't know. I try to remind myself that when it comes to the time thing, that we got the same 24 hours, whether it's a good day or a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm having a day that's a rough day, I'm like, ooh, I'm glad I ain't got but 8 more hours left in this one. Like, so that I don't get my attitude, in a bad place. I just try to remind myself it's gonna pass. Yeah. It's gonna pass. This moment will pass.
And let's talk about good attitude, bad attitude, and this is what we're talking about, the pillar for success. I like what you said, Jamie, about taking a beat. Like, if something's overwhelming and maybe you are getting angry about something, maybe you do have to go get some fresh air, take a beat and say, wait a minute, I'm not giving that moment, I'm not giving that person that much control over me in this particular moment. Because once you mess up my attitude, you mess up my altitude on where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do. What about you, Jason, about the present moment, man? Like understanding that time says, here I am, what are you going to do with me?
I get it. I mean, everyone has bad days, and everyone has bad days. No one's perfect. So if I have a bad day, all right, I'm trying to fish myself out of that situation and get myself back in that positive mindset. But if I'm having a positive day in the moment, I try to, get everyone else around me to have that same positive mindset, because it's at the same time, I might be positive, other people might not be. So then I feel like it's my job to kind of get them out of their funk, the way I try to get myself out of funks, and kind of like, I know sometimes, negativity loves company, and I try to get that negativity out of the people and try to get them to be more positive, at least around me, at least.
Yeah. So if you're going to be around me, you got to be positive. You say, Jason, don't bring that energy over here.
exactly.
I'll laugh at this moment. Go ahead, Janae.
And the worst part about sometimes like your time is like it's something that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you'll be fine, headspace will be good, and then just something just comes by and kind of just ruffles your feathers a little bit. So you just like it's like you do like a shake, and you're just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Call that a
Get
joy
back.
jack. You gotta watch out for the joy
Yeah,
jack.
like,
Every
okay,
day
all right,
there will
let's
be
get back.
joy jacks coming your way. And you say, oh, no.
You know, hey, listen,
Today.
we believers, we Christians, we believers, we know we have an enemy, right? And you know, he will try to steal your joy.
Every second.
Brian chimed in on Facebook. He said, "Yeah, Jason, so my son really agrees with you on what you're talking about, man. If you're gonna bring that stuff over here, you've got to go. You've got to go." Kaya, what about you in this present moment? Like something happens in the present. How do you feel when you wake up in time? How do you feel about that statement? Time says, "Here I am, Kaya. What are you gonna do with me today? Here I am."
Kind of just go with the flow, knock stuff out, get it done.
Right.
Like I'm real big on just getting stuff
Yeah.
out of the way, like just going into it full force.
Yeah, you do that. I will say this about Kaya, and I said it before, but she talked about her not being a procrastinator. I give her an assignment. It's literally done in 10 minutes after I give it to her. She's like on it like that. You have a gift.
Okay, I just feel like if there's something that I have to do, I'll be like, oh, I got time. I'm like, I might as well just do it now. Just
Yeah.
get it out the way. Like homework's due Saturday, I finish it Monday for lunch. Like,
Because people give me stuff, and I won't do it until I need this by 5. I'll do it at 5. I'll do it at 4:45.
The bottom of the to-do list.
So time says like you have this time. What are you gonna do with me? So we're talking about attitude being a pillar of success. So we have to make sure our attitudes are right, even in the moments that we're experiencing them. Good morning, Mom. My mom said, good morning, son. Good morning, Mom. Thanks for joining in. 888-329-3306. 888-329-3306 are the call-in numbers. And we're talking about your attitude being a pillar of success. The next thing I want to jump into before we go to break, I want to talk about the future. First of all, I have to understand this, that the past gave us a wealth of memories and the present gives us a chance to use them wisely. And now here comes the future when it comes to our attitude. Here comes the future. Our attitude about the future depends on our ability to see the future. All right? So you have to see the future to have a good attitude about it. I worked hard today in this moment. This is going to produce such and such. Right? I wrote a book called Unstoppable, right? Unstoppable, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. And listen, life, the most successful people I know, they live by a set of principles. I call them universal principles, right? You know, they just are what they are. The law of forgiveness. You cannot be who you're called to be until you understand and master what forgiveness is. The law of reciprocity. If you're not a giver, right? If you're not a giver, people will not give unto you. You can't violate these laws. The law of control. You control yourself. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you handle it. The law of expectancy, right? I approached the day with a certain, so I looked at all these, there's like 7 of them. Law of habit, the law of intelligent practice. And so the future, if I'm sowing seeds like this, then I can expect a bright future. And my attitude will be right when it comes to my future. My attitude, my ability to see the future really depends on the type of attitude that I have. You ever meet somebody that's always down in the brow? Just always down. There used to be a cartoon, I'm telling myself. I don't think anybody in this room, maybe, I don't even know if Jane.
I'm going to say it before you.
What is it?
Droopy.
No, Flintstones.
Darn.
Oh my God. My grandma.
Flintstones. My grandma.
Everybody knows about Flintstones.
You see what I'm saying? It's going to make me feel older than
Every single day. Like they
the
kid.
Flintstones.
Well,
But there was a character.
You got 3 grandkids. Come on now.
They're beautiful too. There was a character on the Flintstones called Schleprock.
Yes.
Anybody remember Schleprock?
Yes, I do.
Schleprock's attitude about the future was horrible. Matter of fact, he walked around with a rain cloud. Do you have a rain cloud on top of him?
Yeah.
And there are some people like Schleprock. I
or
worked with a few.
Eeyore with Winnie the Pooh, same
Eeyore,
type character.
Eeyore, Winnie the Pooh.
Always down in the dumps.
Yeah, and what did you say, Droopy?
Yeah, the dog
Yeah,
with orange hair.
yeah, Droopy dog. You know, I've worked with people like this. Anybody else work with them? Always like the glass is always.
Oh yeah.
It's less than half empty. It's
Right.
like just empty for them. No matter what the day brings, it's like the worst day of life. And so you will produce that type future if you don't have the right attitude. If you don't have the right attitude about the future, right? So you have to have a right attitude. And so it's imperative that you wake up in the morning, that you have a right attitude about those things. I'm going to go to break. We listen to www.dbam.com. The call-in numbers are 888-329-3306. We'll come back. We'll read some comments that I see on Facebook and Instagram. But we're going to come back with the verse of the day. We're going to dive back into also the Twitter question. None of my listeners have chimed in. If you were writing a book, what would this name or what title would you give this chapter in your life? We'll come back after these messages. www.dbam.com, 860 on the AM dial. My name is Ralph Graves Jr. We'll be right back.
Revive Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at 856-485-0070.
7535.
Oh, Rocco's calling in good. Gotta ask Rocco a question. Gotta ask Rocco a question. Yeah, put Rocco through. I gotta ask
Also,
him
please
something.
visit our website at www.peoplefirstlawyers.com
You guys are behind the
and
scenes,
see how we
Facebook
can
Live,
assist you.
Instagram Live.
And please,
Hey, listen, if you
be
want to
sure
check out
mention
an
that you
ad,
heard
you'll
us
hear
on the
Jamie's
Ralph
ads
Graves
going
Jr.
right
Show.
now. Rocco's
And
got
ask
an
for
ad.
Jamie Jackson.
Ryan Leafy. Email me at ralph@ralphgravesjr.com. We'll make that happen.
Set goals, make them happen.
We'll make that
What do you
happen.
do every single day? What do you do on a daily
Let's go
basis?
global.
Does what you do
Take out an
run
ad.
parallel with what your goals are?
I have to ask
If not, that's
Rocco
okay.
about- I'm gonna ask
Evaluate
Rocco
what you do on a
about
daily basis. Make small
connection.
changes.
I read an article
Set
on
goals
connection
and make them
between
happen. The make
depression
part
and our
is
diet.
writing down what you do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Evaluate it. And making
Depression
small
and our
changes
diet.
on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I just want to talk about that. It does. I read about that before, man.
Abilities.
And I texted him
This
last
is
night.
about getting up off the ground when you're 90 years old.
Really? I read that.
This is a lifestyle. This is a way of life. This is a decision, a conscious decision for yourself. Coach B,
That's my sound.
You might be telling the truth.
That's what I say.
Real
sweet and
I know one thing. When I eat before I go to bed, I wake up starved. If I don't eat,
Yeah.
Revive Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at
I don't know. Hey, George, you have to clarify that. Send me your something
0070.
so you can send me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Ralph Graves Jr. Show. Now it's time for the verse of the day. Nike says, just do it. And Philippians 2:14 puts it this way: do all things without murmurings. We know your attitude determines your altitude, so just do the work. Slow down if you need to, but don't complain and murmur. If it's what you really want, if success is really what you desire for your life, the work shouldn't be a surprise to you. I'm Janae Graves, and that was your verse of the day.
Thank you, Janae. Thank you for that verse of the day. Where was it again?
Philippians 2:14.
Philippians 2:14, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, get in your word. Get in the Bible. I do pastor a church. I pastor Cornerstone Community Church in Millville, New Jersey. Been doing it for 14 years. We have a great time down there. We love the Lord. I pastor a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful congregation, beautiful people. And, we are Bible teaching, Bible preaching church, doing some great stuff. Keep us in prayer. We have a tent revival outside coming up September 5th. And our goal is what is our goal? Jamie, tell them our goal.
We are trying to introduce 100 new Christians. We are trying to introduce them to Christ, get them saved, bring in the lost. And so if you have any desire to help with that, if you have any desire to get to know Christ better or figure out, whether or not you want to be saved or you need to be saved, come on out. It's going to be a great time.
That's right. We'll have a good time with that. Facebook Live's been checking in. My mom says nobody can make you have a good attitude or bad attitude, no matter how things are. No one can make you have a good one, right? It's always your choice. She said that was from her devotions yesterday. Thanks, Mom, for checking in. Mm-hmm. Good to see Sister Joyce Smith, Big Brother George. Good to see you on there. Good to see you, George, Sister Joyce, and everybody. Now, on the line right now, good morning, Dr. Rocco Caving.
Hey, guys, good morning. How we doing?
Doing great, man. I'm glad you got my text last night. I know it was late, but I was like, he'll see it. And we like to talk to Dr. Caving, with our medical moment. But I had to, in that, Doc, we're talking about attitude. We're talking about all those things. And I know you and I could talk forever about a whole lot of stuff. I got two. How does attitude play a part in our healing process? From a medical, from a science point of view? Yeah.
I mean, you hear all the time stories where people have that drive and motivation to get better. They have a stroke or they have a major injury or setback in a medical way, and their attitude and their psyche plays a tremendous role in that healing process.
Sure.
It's one of those things that we can't put on paper like this is why. It's just something in our body. Mind over matter makes so much sense and rings true. In science, you have people that have such a determination to heal themselves that they can achieve more than a person who is not motivated, who is depressed, for example.
Wow.
And who can't get that motivation. So there's this fire in people that really leads to a better outcome in medicine. And that also includes like support structure. You have a person who's kind of by themselves versus, a spouse or a family member, I don't say cheering them on, but like giving them support and motivation.
Right.
And
something to live for. Right.
Yeah, something to live for and encouragement. And that does so much for our bodies in many ways. And supernaturally, even, it seems like in medicine, there's no way to explain how some people, will do better than others. And it seems to be on at least some factor or some level having to do with their motivation, their attitude, their drive, their unwillingness to give in. And some people just have that more than others for different reasons. But we do see that in medicine, that people just do better when they put their mind to things.
Yeah, so it does play a huge part. And it does play a part, man. I'm a firm believer in that. I mean, listen, you live in this world, things are going to happen. Our bodies are going to break down. Our bodies are going to break down. Now, your healing process and even how you go through that season in your life, your attitude can play a huge part in that, and your outlook can play a huge part in that. Hey, Doc, I know. You and I always talk about the leading cause of death in America is heart disease, and we got to make sure we're eating right. And I came across this article the other day. Where it was called Connecting the Dots, and it was, if you're dealing with, and I said, I got to talk to Rock about this, in dealing with depression, because depression does happen to some people. In dealing with depression, they say take a close look at your diet. What do you think about that? That there's a connection between diet and depression. I know I got you talking about a million things, but I got you on the line today, so you and I gonna talk.
Yeah, that's okay. Mood and even how you feel physically. The saying "you are what you eat" plays out in so many ways. I can see on paper and lab studies, but also in the way people feel.
Yeah.
And certainly, foods that you may think aren't good for you, we'll list off like excessive red meat, high carbs, high sugary stuff,
right?
Fast foods. These foods actually have some chemical process in your body that makes changes. It makes changes in the way you process fat. It makes
Right.
changes in making you hungry. It makes changes in your energy.
Yeah.
This is kind of where it can enhance depression is, you know, if you're eating crappy, we'll just say, and poor food choices, not healthy, and this can affect the chemical structures in your brain, your neurotransmitters, your serotonin levels.
Right.
Serotonin is highly associated with our mood. It can push you down into depression even more. And the opposite is true too. You know, I do a lot of weight management in practice, and when
Sure.
patients are losing weight and they're eating better, it's amazing how well they feel. They feel
Yeah.
mentally uplifted. They have energy. They feel attractive. That's a positive encouragement for them. And it's very uplifting when they're
Right.
cutting out carbs and they're cutting out bad foods. They feel better
Yes.
mentally and physically. So I'm not surprised to hear that there's some links with, how we eat in our mood.
Yeah.
And some people are so depressed that they overeat because of depression, or they overeat because in that moment, that overeating, say the bad thing, I don't know, I'm going to say Chick-fil-A sandwich. Listen, I eat Chick-fil-A too once in a while, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, I let you gloss over the red meat too thing, man. Hold on, pause. I let you gloss over the red meat, but you're gonna leave my steaks alone, man. You're gonna leave my steaks alone. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I eat a steak 2-3 times a week. I am a meat eater. As a matter of fact, August is Animal Appreciation Month.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to appreciate those animals by eating them.
And I appreciate them. Listen, every time I sit down and I eat a 22-ounce dry-aged ribeye, bone in, I appreciate the sacrifice that animal made so that I might live. I thank God for him or her.
And
Look,
God put them on earth,
Jamie, listen, I thank God for that heifer that gave his life for me. I thank God for that heifer that's on the grill right now, But I can dig it, man. And I've heard people say, I eat because I'm sad, and I'm sad because I eat. But, I think my approach to food and my attitude, we're talking about attitude today, being a pillar for success. I think my attitude towards food is more fuel than anything. I eat for performance now. I don't eat just to eat. I know what I have to put my body through, and so I'm eating for performance, and that really helps me.
It's a big difference when you do that way, man. Plus, if your cholesterol's all right, your weight's okay. If you have 2 to 3 steaks a week, it's actually okay.
Yeah.
But when you're struggling with things like maybe depression, but you're struggling with things with high cholesterol or
Right.
overweight,
Yeah.
there are some sacrifices or things that you need to deprive yourself of in order to achieve a better health state. And it may include meat, but if you're eating some ribeye and some lean meats and stuff, it's fine. It's just as long as you're not hurting yourself in the
Right.
process. Just that's it. Eat more fruits, vegetables. Keep your weight down. Exercise. That's going to improve your mental state as well as your physical state, how you feel. And when you wake up in the morning, Ralph, you're talking about attitude. I'm gonna wake up this morning. God, give me these hours. What you gonna do with them?
That's right.
Well, first of all, if you can't wake up because you're sluggish and you're tired because of whatever you did last night, stayed up late, you got to get to work, your attitude isn't going to be real good. If you wake up in the morning, you have, let's say a good 6 hours of sleep. It was a restful sleep. And you wake up, you can kind of have an easier time choosing, all right, what are we going to do today? I got to get to work. Get up early. Go.
Right.
Compared to slugging around, getting your cup of coffee, milling around with a cup of coffee. Maybe I'll get in the shower now, maybe not.
Yeah.
So when you open your eyes in the morning, if you're not eating properly, exercising, getting good rest, it's going to have a factor in your attitude choice for the morning.
Sure. And one day you and I are going to talk about rest and recovery. We got to talk about that, man, because I found out some things about myself when it comes to recovery. And I've been studying on how important recovery is for the body. Again, I have a performance lifestyle, so everything I eat, do, I'm measuring everything. And I found out how much I was robbing my body of allowing it to repair itself, fight off infection, fight off, any disease by not getting the proper rest. I know we brag
Right.
about I can go on 4 hours. Yeah, now
That changed for me too, man.
but I want to maximize. I mean, God gave me one body. I want to treat it right. I want to keep it right so that he can use me. A lot of times we talk about, Lord, use me. And he looks at us and says, well, you're not usable, physically, mentally, and spiritually. One last question, and I got to get back to this. My son is dealing with rhabdomyolysis, whatever it's called, right? Yeah. We'll be talking to you offline about it, but he's listening. Tell Ryan what he needs to do. He's getting fluids pumped through him. But
well, that's it. You probably should go get some IV fluids. Is he at the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can do there is get some IV fluids. But I see some high performance athletes with this rhabdo.
Yeah.
And this thing can happen because it's too much inflammation in the muscles. Without maybe pushing too hard. But this is a breakdown of the muscle and inflammation. And the only way to treat this, like at the moment for him right now, is rest and IV fluids, because there's a real risk of kidney damage.
Yeah.
These muscle enzymes crank through your kidneys and can cause kidney failure. It's real important to pay attention to this, but he will recover. And I don't know how the situation comes about, but that condition I've seen a lot, and athletes who you got that mental drive to push hard, and so you do. You're like, I'm gonna push through this.
Right.
But what's happening is you're actually causing some kind of damage, over inflammation of the muscles, and it can lead to some serious problems, such as rhabdomyolysis. But you don't know you have it until you're like, man, I don't feel good. I feel fatigued. Maybe my muscles are sore, more than usual.
Yeah.
And you may not even realize that this is occurring on a mild basis. So it's real important. And to your point of there's got to be periods of rest for recovery. I know weightlifters all the time will do this. They'll you'll do however many days in a row. You'll have a day I ain't doing anything, man. I'm just going to rest.
Yeah.
And let the muscles build and recover and proteins and hydrate. So that is a situation where lack of hydration and overactivity can trigger the rhabdo, and really the only way to know is through a blood test. And,
okay.
You wouldn't even suspect it unless someone's just not feeling right. You go to the hospital because you feel so bad, and they say, "Oh,
gotcha.
You're in rhabdomyolysis, and this is a serious concern." So,
well, Doc,
yeah, man, talk to me offline.
I will. We're gonna call you anyway. But man, thank you for checking in. Thank you for checking into the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, man. We got to get back to our medical moments, and because I'm gonna have people call in and maybe throw some stuff at you guys. Listen, if you want to get with Dr. Rocco Caving, give him your email real fast, Rock.
It's Dr. Caving, drcaving@gmail.com.
Send him your questions there. Thanks, Doc, for checking in, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. God bless, guys. Listen, we only got a few minutes left. I want to talk about these last two things. Your attitude about yourself. All right. I got about 5 minutes. Your attitude about yourself. Right. This is what you have to understand is that how we see ourselves is a matter of choice. We're talking about your attitude being a pillar for future success, or a pillar of future success. Your attitude, or how we see ourselves, is a matter of choice, right? You have to see yourself the way that God sees you, the way that God made you. We Christians, we Bible believers, we are reminded that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Have a proper attitude when it comes to yourself. So what? We talked about the past. So what? Your parents weren't the greatest parents. You came up in some jacked up situations, but you've been delivered from them. Have the proper attitude about them, right? As part of your story and part of your journey. Last one is your attitude under control, right? The process of all human change begins within us. That's the process of all human change kind of begins within us. We all have tremendous potential. You and I have tremendous potential. And I wanted to say this. You got to get this right? No other person on earth, if you don't hear anything else today, please hear this. No other person on earth has dominion over your attitude. Nobody on this earth has dominion over your attitude. People can affect your attitude by teaching us to think poorly, but they don't have dominion over your attitude. No one else can make you angry. We make ourselves angry when we surrender control of our attitude to them. When I surrender control of my attitude to you, I've given you the authority to bring out something in me that I shouldn't have brought out. We can't control that. We'll dive into that in future conversations, guys. But if you care at all about yourself, if you care at all about your future, then you have to accept full responsibility for your own feelings. If you care about yourself, if you care about your future, you have to accept full responsibility for your feelings and your attitude. Maybe we'll jump back into it next week. Guys, it's been an awesome show. Thank you for listening. Guys around the room, thank you for listening. Any final thoughts from you guys about your attitude?
We didn't hear what your chap. Oh, we did.
Oh,
hear what
yeah.
your
Did.
chap
I'm having a lot of
You
fun.
having fun.
I'm
You
having
just
fun.
Okay.
Final thoughts.
Keep having fun.
Jason,
Stay positive.
Stay positive, everybody. Hey, guys, you listen to Ralph Graves Jr. Morning Show. See you next week. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Who started that? Why I turned it on here. Thanks, everybody, for watching and joining. Thank you, Facebook Live, Instagram Live. You guys are awesome. Amazing.